there are two more points at which God perpetrates acts of evil against humanity. And these points are at the moment of death, according to Jack's belief system again, at the moment of death and after death. The one at the moment of death is very straightforward. Jack puts the ball in our court. He says, you choose to follow a path that leads away from salvation. You're on your own. But as far as we know, that path ends at death. And if it doesn't, it is not our choice to continue existing after death. That choice was made by his God, according to his belief system. God chose that regardless of whether we choose to love him back or not, we are doomed to continue existing after we die. And that again, if that doesn't lead to the gratification of him having these things love him, then that leads to pain and harm to those people who do not accept the salvation that's offered to them. Again, this is an immoral and evil thing to do. And again, Jack, by closing his eyes to it, makes himself complicit. And finally, there is the whole issue of closing the door after death. There again is a decision by God, according to Jack's belief system, that leads to our suffering. He could have, like for example the belief system that Don Exodus 2 has chosen to adopt, make it so that after death you could change your mind. If after 1 billion years of suffering you're fed up with it and you said, please can I have this grace that you're offering now? According to Don Exodus 2, you will still get it. According to Jack, you have lost any opportunity to do so. Again, that is an evil and immoral thing to do by his God, and again, by Jack closing his eyes to that, he makes himself complicit. Finally, there is one more sense in which Jack needs to take responsibility. Even though he is not responsible for the trampling, as I said, he needs to take responsibility for what he has chosen to believe in. And that is very simply this: if he has no justification, no rationale to support his belief system, then his belief system is merely in place in order to satisfy a need. And he really needs to ask himself in that case, what need is satisfied by adopting the belief that some people, the large majority of people in fact, are human waste, write-offs, garbage. Now you might say, that's not Jack, that's Jacob. But that's not true. I'm afraid Jack shares this belief with Jacob. He has always indicated that this is the case. The only thing that Jack insists on, in the nice way that he always does, is that this is a choice that you make for yourself. Hopefully I've now explained why this is not the case, and hopefully I always also have explained why Jack cannot escape the responsibility to stand over his own belief system. And if that belief system incorporates things that are frankly completely morally unpalatable, then Jack will have to accept that that is the case, not dance around it like he always does.